Hello everybody, and welcome to part 2 of the Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location 100% completion guide. In this video, we're going to be covering the second and third star for completing the Circus Baby Death minigame and the Ennard Private Room Night. Now, there is not much I can say about the Circus Baby Death minigame, as if you just follow the routing I do, you can beat this pretty easily, but I will give some tips on where to put your hands on your keyboard. I recommend putting your left hand on WASD and your right hand on the right shift and slash keys so that you can move, jump, and throw very, very easily and effectively. Besides that, just watch the video, watch the routing, and you can beat this very easily. And after completing that minigame, you have now gotten your second star and have access to the private room in Night 5. So let's get right into that. Now play through Night 5 as you did normally, going through Funtime Auditorium and doing the same keypad. And you can use the same tips from the previous video in the keypad section here, as it's the exact same.
Motion trigger, parts and service.
Great job reaching parts and service. Circus Baby has been deactivated for an unknown reason. It's your job to make sure she is structurally stable and secured to the conveyor. Our technicians will take it from there.
There is a passcode that you must enter before you can retrieve me. Enter the code carefully. 4, 5, 9, 8, 6, 1, 5, 6, 5, 7. Good. A hatch should... Now you must turn...
Now this time, instead of following your instructions and going to the screening room, you're going to want to
You
hold
must
W
follow
and D
my
to move
instructions
straight
in Fun
forward
Time
and right
Auditorium.
to go into the
Valora
private
is
room.
going to follow you. She will try to catch you. I will help you avoid her. She will not follow you. Go forward.
Access granted.
Welcome to the private room, the final boss of the first 5 nights.
It seems that
of
you
the
have
main game.
accidentally wandered into
There's
a
only going to be
restricted
one threat
area.
on this night,
Due to the
Ennard.
sensitive nature of the materials
He's pretty
that you
audio
may be
reliant, so I
exposed
highly
to
recommend
here,
using
you will
headphones,
not be
and
allowed
you
to
need to be
leave
tracking
until
his
the cleanup
intervals
crew arrives
for
at
the
6
strategy,
a.m.
so I highly
So
recommend
hang
a
tight.
timer.
Rest
For the first
assured
40
that you
seconds
will
of the
be
night, Ennard
promptly
is not going to do
rescued,
anything,
fired,
but
then
after the
sent
first 40
home.
seconds, you may start to hear
Thank
his
you for
audio
being an
cues.
employee.
He has very
We
many
hope
of
that your
these, and it's pretty
experience has
noticeable.
not been as regrettable as ours.
Now let's talk about his intervals. Ennard's intervals are fluctuating throughout the night, becoming faster as each hour passes. At 12 a.m. to 1 a.m., his intervals are every 10 seconds. From 1 a.m. to 3 a.m., his intervals are every 6 seconds. At 4 a.m., they're every 3 seconds. And at 5 a.m., they are every 2 seconds. So he will move very, very fast in those later hours. So I highly recommend you conserve power during those earlier hours to have enough to survive the later hours with how much he attacks you and will just be annoying in general. Now, how can we use these intervals to help us conserve power and survive the night? Well, if you close the door right when Ennard's there, you're just going to sit there for 10 whole seconds. For example, let's say he moves after 10 whole seconds. You'll be sitting there for 10 whole seconds, wasting a lot of power. If we close the door before that, if he's at the door and you close the door before the 10-second interval, you will be, like maybe a couple seconds before, you'll be saving quite a bit of power when he leaves. You want to try to do something similar to this for all the hours of the night. For the first 3 hours, actually, not the whole night. From 4 to 5 a.m., he becomes way too fast to do this, and you should just close the door immediately when you see him, just because of how fast his intervals be. Now, this strategy would work perfectly if it wasn't for one thing: silent movements. Sometimes, Ennard has a 1 in 25 chance of doing a silent movement on his interval, where he will, as the name suggests, he moves without making any audio. To combat this, when you hear him go into a hallway by one of your doors, you're going to want to check about, let's say, from 12 a.m., check about 5 to 8 seconds after you hear the audio cue to make sure he hasn't done a silent movement to your door. From 1 to 3 a.m., I'd say check every 4 to 5 seconds after you hear it. From 4 a.m., just check after like 2 seconds, and make sure to close the door before checking on 4 a.m. because he becomes so fast that he could just kill you right when you do that if the door isn't closed. And same thing with 5 a.m., but instead just pretty much the second after you hear him move to that hallway, you should close the door and check really, really fast to conserve power. Now for some helpful miscellaneous information. The night is 9 minutes long total, making it the longest night in the entire series, and each hour is an hour and a half long. Across the night, you'll hear Circus Baby from 1 to 3 a.m. talking, and from 4 to 6 a.m. you'll hear Elizabeth Afton talking. You can just ignore both of them, as they are just there to distract you from the real threat. And that's about everything for Ennard's night. If you need to know when the intervals are and when you should be checking for silent movements, here is the lists I've made for the both of them. And I have nothing else to talk about for Ennard. You can just watch the rest of my winning run here to see what I do in situations. And I wish you good luck when you try to do this.
must help us. You must let us inside the room. Isn't this why you came here? To be with her again? I don't understand. You won't die, and it will only hurt for a moment.
Everything is okay. I'm still here. You have to let me inside the room. We need you so that we can leave.
I will find
And there you
my
go.
house.
Congratulations, you've completed one of the hardest challenges in the game. This took me a good couple tries, and I had beaten it multiple times before making this. Yeah. Once you get through this final cutscene, you will have your 3rd star, and you'll have
As
one
the
extra thing in the
trees
you'll have a
sway
couple
in the
things in the extras
wind,
menu that I'll show
so
you as well.
also do emotions sway between star-crossed lovers.
You burned down my house?
You call that a house? It was like a morgue in there.
I may be undead, but you're heartless.
You need to see your son.
The baby isn't mine.
He ate the cat.
Sounds like something he got from your side of the family.
Well, how's this? I'm keeping the diamond ring.
The joke's on you. I found it in a kid's meal.
You bought a kid's meal? Oh, Vlad!
Clara.
As the hair on the back of a cat stands up straight, so also does the love between Vlad and Clara stand up against all obstacles. But what about the baby? What about the back child support? Stay tuned next season for those answers and more.
Exotic
And checking
butters.
your extras menu after getting the 3rd star, you'll see that you have exotic butters, and in the character gallery you can see Ennard. And now we just have one big thing to do. Every custom night challenge on the hardest difficulty, including the ultimate challenge, Golden Freddy mode, on very hard. I will be making a big super guide of all 10 of them, and hopefully that shouldn't take very long. I don't think it should. I'm very good at sister locations custom night. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, y'all.